Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I've got 3 Marvel custom painted minifigures that I made recently, and yeah, I'll just be going through a quick run through of them. So we have Kingpin, Ikari and Silver Surfer. So these are all based off the comic designs of the characters. And for those who don't know, because the character's a little obscure, Ikari in the middle is also a Daredevil villain like Kingpin. So yeah, without further ado, we'll just get into them and we'll start with Kingpin. So he's probably the simplest of the bunch, but a lot of people really liked him. It seems to be a bit of a Kingpin craze going around at the moment. He isn't nearly as much of a rig as the Spider-Verse version, but he'll do. I started with a base of a knockoff Lego Kingpin, which was kind of based off the one from the Marvel video games, the Lego Marvel video games. So he has like a posable head, so that's kind of neat. And I took the knockoff Big Fig and I had to do a lot of modification to it because, whoa, I just destroyed everything. Yeah, I had to do a lot of modification because there was a black staining on the arms and the suit, and all the colours were off. The face print was absolutely horrible. His skin tone was off, and then there was no design on the jacket whatsoever. And I think he had black shoes, but I mean they were kind of white like that. So it was mostly a fix-up job, but then I also added a bit of the actual design that was missing from it. So the face is completely painted, and he's just got some big eyes and lots of wrinkles around there, and a chin painted to make him look extra fat. He has a necktie painted on there, and the orange shirt underneath, and then I added a pocket with a thingy that they put in pockets. I don't know the technical term for that. He has electrical tape going around his wrist, so white electrical tape there, which is outlined with grey and has some cuffs. I mean, these are the cuffs, but has some buttons on there. And then his pants also have cuffs at the bottom, which are painted purple, the same colour as the pants, and then outlined in black. The cane that he has, so I'll just change the focus. The cane is really simple. It's just a Lego 4-stud long rod with the thing at the end, and then the gem piece stuck in there, and then he can hold that like that. And that is basically it for Kingpin. As I said, I had to repaint all of this, so the flesh tone is my own mix. So I completely repainted the flesh, but yeah, that's Kingpin. Next up is Ikari, and I'll just change this because he's far smaller than Kingpin. So I think that's focused. I don't really know a lot about him. I kind of did a bit of research, but he is a really interesting looking character, which is the main reason that I made him, just because he looks cool, and I thought it would translate well into a Lego minifigure, which I think it does. So I got a regular Lego hood and I cut out the bottom part of it, and then I sanded down the sides a bit and kind of got it rounded out a little bit more, opposed to the regular Lego hood. I'll see if I can get that to focus better. His head is really simple. It's just a black head with the mask painted and some white eyes in there, and I forgot to say, but the hood is painted in a orangey yellow colour to match the arms and the legs. Yeah, and moving down, we've got some sculpted shoulder pad kind of thingies, which are sculpted out of Procreate and painted red. The arm wraps and the straps on his biceps are made out of electrical tape, and those white ones, like bandages or whatever, They are outlined with black and then coated in Mod Podge so they don't unravel on the arms when I move them. So yeah, they're firmly kind of stuck on the arms. And then I painted the rest of the detail onto the hands. That goes around. And his torso is entirely painted with that symbol, which I believe is just his name, which means like rage or anger or something like that. So he has this painted design with wrinkles and some red underneath the tunic. And I think that looks really cool. The belt or sash or whatever, this red belt, is made out of electrical tape, and then that was outlined with black, and there's some wrinkling on that too. And then the loincloth is also black electrical tape, which is free-falling so the legs can move. And then it just has a painted design on his shoes with some yellow diamonds on there, and yeah, a bit of wrinkling detail around the belt as well. And then these weapons, which I have forgotten the name, someone told me in the comments, but they are really simple, just a Lego 6-starred long rod, like a Gandalf staff, which was cut in half, and then I sanded it a little bit and sculpted on these blades, so they are pretty much identical, and then they were just painted silver. Yeah, so that's what he's got, and I reckon he looks pretty cool. And lastly, Silver Surfer. This was a really simple minifigure that I put together extremely quickly, quite a while ago actually, but I didn't really make a deal out of showing it. So it's just an entirely silver painted minifigure with no sculpting whatsoever or anything like that. And I just did a muscle kind of basic design on the torso and legs and arms, and painted the head completely from scratch, and then there's a little bit of grey highlighting on the muscles and such, and a tiny bit of detail on the back, but I don't really worry about the backs of my minifigures because the back isn't on display. And then he has some little indentations for the toe, and the surfboard is a Lego surfboard piece. It's one of the older ones, so it's much bigger, and I had to fill in the Duplo hole and actually cut it off so you can sort of see that. It's not so pretty from underneath, but that was all just painted in gold, and then covered with a chrome, or not a chrome, a gloss Mod Podge seal, so it's kind of shiny but not really, but it does the job. So that's the Silver Surfer, and I'll just get to the final two in for the thumbnail, and you can check out these minifigures in better quality, well, not necessarily better quality, but in photography, in photos on Flickr and Instagram with descriptions as well, if you can't understand my Australian accent. And yeah, so Kingpin, Ikari and Silver Surfer, thank you for watching. Goodbye. That was really quite strange.